Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. So this is the October 2020 energetic forecast breakdown, whatever you want to call it, for all of my Aries out there. Now, if you are cross-watching, welcome, but please try not to get offended as to whatever may come up in this reading. It may have absolutely nothing to do with you, whatever these messages are that arise throughout this reading. But if you know that you are prone to being triggered, just go ahead and exit out, because I am definitely not holding back to spare anybody's feelings. For all of my Aries, though, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, welcome to your reading. So the astrological chart that I'm reading for each sign this month is based in tropical astrology, but feel free to use your sidereal or any other sort of astrological placements. Any type of astrology will apply here. I decided to bring the 3 personal piles back for each zodiac sign this month, like I did last month. You guys seem to really love it. I really loved it. So after this main general reading right here, that applies to all my Aries for the month of October, there will be a meditation to help you select a pile for a more personalized message. I will not be divining these personal messages down here. I'll let the cards and the piles do that, but I did want to add these 3 piles again. That way not every Aries is getting the same general message for October 2020. Let me also say that I am not taking personal readings at this time, but thank you guys so very much for your patience, and please do not forget to check out your Moon, Rising, and Venus sign videos if you have not already. Okay, Aries, so starting off with your color card here. So I pull color cards for each zodiac sign for the month of October, and what we have for you here is orange, and this is nurture yourself. And orange has to do with the sacral chakra. But what I'm picking up here is, for sure, brighter days are coming, Aries. This card looks like sunrise to me. It looks like questions getting answered, a lot of clarity coming in, issues and problems getting cleared out of the way. It's like night versus day. So what you've been dealing with is not meant to continue or to last or to be long term. There's a lot that is blossoming in your life this October, but it's a lot more internal than anything. And the really good thing about that is, in order for us to change what's around us, in order for us to change our reality, the energy within us has to shift first. So I'm seeing major energy shifts and upgrades for you this October, which, like I said, is really crucial when it comes to changing the course that your life and energy is set on. So I'll place that card there. And so, yeah, let's go on ahead and get started with you guys' tarot reading here. So the very first card that we have here is the 4 of Vases, otherwise known as the 4 of Cups. Then we have the King of Matches, otherwise known as the King of Wands. I absolutely love this card. So pretty. Then we have the card of Justice. Interesting. Okay. So already with this 4 of Cups and King of Wands energy, this is very defiant, stubborn energy here, and this is your energy is what this feels like. It's like you're feeling left out, so you kind of are reacting out of spite. And then have this Justice card right here. This is like, yeah, you trying to get justice, your own sort of, this is you trying to get your own justice, like your own definition of what justice is or what it looks like to you. Next card that we have here is the Queen of Stones, otherwise known as the Queen of Pentacles. And the final card that we have is the Page of Vases, otherwise known as the Page of Cups. There's something here that feels like I'll show you, I'll show you, or I'll prove you wrong, or you'll regret this. That's what I'm picking up here. It's like you're feeling left out, a bit self-conscious about something, and it's someone that's made you feel this way. Because that's the thing about the 4 of Cups, is he feels self-conscious because he's around this community or group of people, and so he starts comparing himself to these other people. It's like he wouldn't have even had anyone to compare himself to in the first place if he wouldn't have been involved with this group or community. But is it the people around him that's at fault, or is he doing this all to himself? There is this theme here of blame this month for you, where you're trying to find someone or something to blame for something, or for some sort of outcome, or for some sort of result, or for some sort of feeling, or for some sort of situation. Very circumstantial here. But yeah, King of Wands, then the King of Wands ends up coming in here and it says, well, you know what? I don't need them. You know, like, this is reactionary, this King of Wands right here. And he's going out of his way to get his own justice, to find his own tribe that will validate his perception, that will tell him like, yeah, you know what, you're right. So this is kind of like, you know how when people like get in an argument with like one friend, they'll go to the other set of friends and talk about what they argued about just to kind of get somebody like on their side, or just to kind of get somebody to like agree with them. That's kind of like the energy here, where it's like you bounce around from person to person until you find somebody that's kind of like, yeah, that was fucked up. You know, it's kind of like that is what I'm picking up. But yeah, this King of Wands is definitely seeking his own justice. But he runs into more of the same with this Queen of Pentacles. And with this Justice card as well, he runs into more of the same. And he runs into the question again in a completely different setting where he cannot blame the same people and problems anymore because they're no longer around. This is a completely new set of people. This is a completely new set of problems, but the feeling is the same. So there's an awareness coming this month where it's like, for example, let's say you get out of one relationship because you're just so unhappy with your partner being so inattentive, like maybe they just don't show you enough attention or something like that. So you get into like this new relationship and you find yourself complaining about the same thing where it's like, wow, this is a whole new person, a whole new situation. Maybe my last partner didn't pay attention or ask me questions about my career, but this new partner, they're very much so involved with my career, but they don't ask me anything about my personal life. It's like the situation is morphing. It reminds me of like a virus. This is what this reminds me of. It reminds me of like a virus that keeps mutating because it's like you keep sort of trying to bandage up one place, or you keep sort of trying to like take a topical treatment or some sort of medication that deals with one symptom. And then because you're on this medication, a symptom pops up somewhere else. And it's like, well, now I need medicine to deal with that symptom. And it's like you're popping all these medications to deal with all these different symptoms instead of dealing with the actual root, the actual problem, whatever this may be. And so it's like, wow, this is a whole new person, whole new circumstance. How is this issue still here? And Page of Cups brings an option to you. Do we keep pointing blame at everything around us, like the Four of Cups here? Or do we start to take matters into our own hands? You have your ruling planet, Mars, moving through your first house, but he is retrograde. And Mars is the god of ambition, war, energy, force, drive, tolerance. He really wants to dominate. You also have Chiron retrograde moving throughout your first house. Chiron is the comet known as the wounded healer. In so many words, this energy here is already wounded. You are already feeling some type of way, yet you still keep moving from situation to situation to try to find a little bit of peace, to try to find more relief. And that's why you keep sort of like jumping out of the fire pan into the grease. And it's like you keep finding yourself in these situations where it's like you're trying to prove someone or prove yourself wrong, or you're trying to spite someone or something else. You're doing this in spite of what someone made you feel. So you're already moving with these fragile feelings and maybe like this wounded ego. And again, here comes another reminder of what you've been working at redefining. And this situation, it's like it will not let you go. Or is it because you won't let go with this Four of Cups right here? Now, Neptune retrograde is moving out your 12th house as well. And this is the house of hidden fears, enemies, and unconscious triggers. And so it's cooking up all types of cataclysmic scenarios in your brain that you are actively trying to avoid. You don't want to feel how you felt in that last situation. And here you are dealing with these fears and feelings through the ego yet again by trying to identify with something or someone else instead of finding your own safe space. So it's kind of like you're moving from situation to situation, hoping that there's relief over there instead of finding relief within yourself. So it's like you need more holistic healing instead of just like these over-the-counter sort of medications. It's the best way I can kind of describe it. For example, it's like trying to change the outfit. It's like you're looking in the mirror at yourself and saying like, I don't like the way my body looks, or I don't like the way it feels. And you're thinking like, maybe if I change the outfit, I'll feel differently. And it's like, no, there's something more internal that's going on. And you keep trying to handle it. You keep trying to handle it on like the surface layer. You are an Aries, you rule the first house. So it's all about the surface layer. It's all about the appearance. It's all about the shell to you. But the thing is that with Mars retrograde and with this season that we are in, things are definitely about diving in a bit deeper with that. So yeah, for sure, the North Node as well is in your third house of Gemini. And it is saying your lesson for the next 2 years almost is proactive, organized communication, thoughtful communication, practical communication. And you can only win at this lesson if you stop trying to do things your way, the reactionary way, the King of Wands out of spite way, and instead feel your feelings, allow them to communicate through you and to others, so that the way you can say, I don't like this, or I don't like that, or that wounded me, that hurt me, or I don't feel safe in this right now. It's okay to admit how you are feeling. That ego that you are working so hard to protect is honestly honestly only being threatened because of this Four of Cups energy, because of what it is that you are telling yourself. And it is also 11:11 right now. Let me just say that. This month, you are learning how to interpret your own feelings differently, Aries, and how to get true justice for your wounds, not by reacting, but by acknowledging. And this is a difficult lesson for the God of War because he doesn't get vulnerable for just anyone. But with him retrograde this month, you have a major opportunity to break out of that and to work with him while he's more dormant and not so like rah, 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 go, 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 let's dominate, let's conquer. Okay, so let me go ahead and flip a card real quickly just to kind of see what this could be. Let me see if Spirit will give us an answer or kind of clear things up. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. You may be feeling like somebody switched up on you or a situation switched up on you with this Knight of Pentacles right here. Or like somebody isn't noticing what you're offering, what you're bringing to the table. Tower in reverse. Yeah. Okay. So this is like a kind of ego death. Then we have here the Empress, Four of Cups again, Nine of Swords. Let's get one more. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So, okay, yeah. So you're definitely, for the Four of Cups to come up again, you're definitely holding on to something. And this is why it's going to take like a little mini ego death for you to go through. And underneath the deck, we have the World. Yeah. So this is why it's going to take a little mini ego death for you to go through, because there's some part of your pride that you're still holding on to. There's still something that you're really closely identifying with, like with this Empress card right here and this Knight of Pentacles and this Four of Cups that is saying like, hey, you need to let me go. That the way you can kind of be free to feel different things. That the way you can be free to explore different feelings. That the way you can be free to dive deeper into your emotions and into your own psyche. Because that's what's really happening here. Nine of Swords is kind of telling me that many of you are feeling anxious and you don't know why. You're feeling afraid and you don't know why. You're feeling some sort of way and you really don't know why. And this is why I'm saying, like, instead of jumping from situation to situation or placing blame on this person and that situation and this situation, it's really more so about you and realizing how all these things have been connected to you all along. The World rules culmination. It rules like it rules kind of like the common denominator. The World card is the final card in the major arcana that shows, hey, everything it is that you've gone through has been for this one specific reason. It's all been for this bigger picture. And so there's a bigger picture that you're starting to realize where it's like, wow, this really does come back to me. This really does come back to me. Ten of Pentacles in reverse, that's exactly how you find that stability. That's how you find that security that you're craving so much, is by realizing how it's all sort of like intertwined with you and with your own ego and with your own, the way that you identify. When I say ego, I mean the way that you identify. So yeah, there is a big realization that's happening here. For many of you, it's going to be something like with your mental health that kind of makes you like, that kind of forces you maybe to go and see somebody. A therapist could be something like that, especially with this Nine of Swords right here. This could definitely be a therapist, bringing in some sort of outside help, especially with the World card. So let's go on ahead and check out your oracle cards here. So the very first card that we have is Ninth House, Faith. Yep. And there's a Ouija board in the back of that card. And then we have here Part of Fortune, Increase. A lot of answers coming with that Part of Fortune card. Then we have Solar Eclipse, Revolution. Yep. Jupiter return, benefits. Yeah, like I was saying, the sun's coming back out again for my Aries. And then we have here Kazemi in the heart. And Neptune. So, ninth house faith is being reshaped by your South Node in Sagittarius. You don't believe in the same things anymore. You're not as motivated to search for the deeper meaning right now. Not at this point. At this point, you just rather react. You just rather King of Wands it. Part of Fortune Increase is saying the same thing. This Jupiter return benefits card is saying, which is big changes coming. Like I was talking about with your orange card over here. The sun is beginning to rise for you. So you don't have to respond or react from this sort of like survivor's mentality or like this wounded wounded sort of like animal kind of mentality. You know how like a wounded animal is a lot more vicious, they're a lot more aggressive because they're already wounded and they're really trying to fight to survive, but it's like they're on their last leg. That's the energy I'm kind of picking up here for your October. And you're going to kind of realize, like, you know what, I don't really like functioning in this way. And so yeah, this is you coming out of that survivor's mentality and starting to step more into like this more stable, secure place where you don't feel threatened or anxious or pressured or suspicious, but more trusting and more with the flow. Solar eclipse, you just had a major lesson or experience to endure and learn from. But like I said, the sun is coming back out for you. This solar eclipse card is saying it as well. Kazemi, there's something close to your heart that you were trying to protect. And that's what you don't want certain people knowing or seeing, is this more vulnerable or afraid side of you, when really that's what will help people to understand you so much more if you let that wall down and allow people in. And Neptune, like I said, is retrograde in your 12th house, and she is stirring up a lot of deep fears and hidden feelings, and she is heightening this feeling of wanting or needing to escape. Many of you are trying to escape by reacting instead of acknowledging, or you're trying to escape by just simply blaming, you know? So yeah, be very, very careful with that. A couple of cards that we have here is hold your vision, fixed moon, and it's time to take action. Look at that. This is your energy. New moon in Aries. Yeah, this is your King of Wands talking to you in your head, in your ear, being like, react, do it. Okay. Hold your vision and it's time to take action. Yeah, Aries, there's an energy here this month that wants you to be very careful. Instead of blaming, it wants you to take action. Instead of immediately looking at someone or something else as the issue, it wants you to reclaim your own sense of self and power. Blame is very toxic and can be quite dangerous. And this isn't to say that people are blameless. Nobody's ever blameless. Usually there's always some sort of reason that causes a reaction. You know, this is cause and effect. It's one of the universal laws. So yeah, you know, for sure, it's not that blame is something that is inconceivable or that isn't possible. It's just that it can be dangerous or it can be toxic, because blame is this admittance of, if it's not my problem, or it's too heavy to deal with, or it's too heavy to carry, so I'm just going to drop it off here and I'm just going to say that you're the problem. So this is your issue. You need to deal with it. And when we do that, we sort of validate that feeling of, I'm not capable enough to handle this. And this can lead us doubting ourselves. This can lead to us feeling a little bit less of ourselves. And instead, the advice for you this month is, don't drop blame so quickly. Instead, take action. Take action by exploring the situation, because you are capable of getting down to the bottom of this with this Four of Cups energy right here. You are capable of getting down to the bottom of this, but your reaction, you know, your need or want to react is targeting the wrong thing. You need to kind of shift your target a little bit. That the way it's like, my target isn't to do this to get back at you. My target isn't to do, my goal isn't to do this. That the way I can prove you wrong. My goal is to actually finally solve this shit. That the way I don't have to keep dealing with it. Okay, let's go ahead and see your angel advice for the month. We have here all is well. And this is Archangel Jeremiel. Everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. As it is supposed to, with hidden blessings, you will soon understand. Like, yeah, it's exactly what I was saying. And then we have here nurture, Archangel Gabriel. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. So there may be some inner child healing that you need to do as well. And then we have teaching and learning. Archangel Zadkiel, keep an open mind and learn new ideas. Then teach these ideas to others. Okay. Nurture, teaching and learning, and all is well. So yes, it's really time for you to take care of yourself in October, and you do this through exchange, Aries, exchanging with the right people and the right energy that has something to offer, like this Justice card here. People and energies and advice that knows how to give back and that knows how to work with you. Now, stay away from impatient, quick, temporary energy. You need people around you that are willing to stick it out with you and that are willing to hold you as well as themselves accountable for where you guys are at versus versus being around people that point the finger and blame, which then leads you to pointing the finger back and blaming someone or something else. Like I said, this is very reactionary energy here. So stay away from people that are kind of impulsive or that are very reactionary, very dramatic. You kind of want to stay away from that. And I know it's a little bit difficult being like a fire sign. I'm a Leo moon, so I get it, but with us being a little bit dramatic, we can kind of attract dramatic energy, but you definitely want to stay around people that are like centered and grounded this month. That the way it's like you're not being so triggered all the time. Let's go ahead and check out your message from Ma'at. These two cards will be showing me the 2 laws of one of the 42 laws of Ma'at that she wants you to kind of practice this month to stay in balance. And so we have here, I invoke laughter. Okay. And we have, I keep my own counsel. All right. So yes, laughter will be very nourishing for you because again, Aries, the sun is reemerging for you. And when it does, this time won't seem so heavy and intense and exasperated. So to help ease tension, try making a joke, try laughing and hanging around energies and people that make you laugh. If you don't have people in your life like that, then make sure that the music that you listen to or the people that you listen to, like maybe online or TV, are making you laugh and making you feel lighter. And I keep my own counsel is trust. I literally just heard the word trust. But another message that I'm getting with I keep my own counsel is it wants you to seek justice in a different way. It doesn't want reactionary. Again, it wants acknowledgement, keeping yourself accountable. So I keep my own counsel is saying I keep myself accountable. I don't need somebody else to judge me and assess me and say you're fucking up here, you're messing up there. I can do that on my own. And I can do that in a very honest way that's not brutal and that doesn't wound me in the process. Because like I said, you have Chiron moving throughout your first house. So this is you're already feeling wounded. You're already feeling vulnerable. You're already feeling a bit exposed. And so you don't want to inflate that feeling. You really don't want to trigger it any more than what it already is right now. Let's see, your 2 health cards for the month that we have is Home Help. And it says, Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for giving me the courage to ask for and accept help from you, the angels and others in matters regarding my family and home. So for some of you, there could be some issues at home that you're dealing with, that you're feeling very vulnerable or a bit kind of like triggered. Some issues could be feeling a little inflamed at home right now. You might even feel like I really don't want to be at home. You might kind of like get home and sit in the car for a little bit before you go in the house. If that's the case, definitely reach out to your spiritual team and say like, I need some peace in my home, because you not having peace in your home is causing you to have these sort of like compulsive reactions where it's just like, I just want to do, because you're already so wound up all the time. You don't have anywhere where you can just sort of lay back and relax and get to yourself and kind of think. So it's like if you're always wound up, even at home, of course, when you're outside of the home at work, going about your day, yeah, you might be like ready to pop off at any little thing. You know what I mean? And then the next card that we have here is Have Faith. Dear Jesus and Archangel Raphael, thank you for boosting my faith so that I may trust in miracles. Yeah. So there's a lot of faith that will help keep you grounded as well for this month. These 2 cards here are your relationship cards dealing with like platonic relationships. So this is like friends, family, people like that. So let's see the energy surrounding those relationships. And so we have here attraction, and it says the energy of attraction amplifies the qualities that attract and support us on our journey toward inner balance and harmony. Okay. And then we have here first chakra. The energy of the root chakra supports our sense of safety in a physical world and reminds us to enjoy our physical bodies. All right. So first chakra and root chakra and attraction. So for some of my Aries, let me get this out because this isn't for all of you. This is only literally for like a few of you here. But for some of my Aries, you are attracted or drawn to people for more of their appearance. You know what? This might be a few of you guys. But what I'm picking up here is like you might be attracted to people for more of their appearance, and by the time you kind of get to know them, they've triggered your root chakra. They've really reached down into your soul and they have triggered your root chakra. So it's like somebody that you had this almost like superficial attraction or relationship to, it's like they end up really hitting you deep and activating or triggering your root chakra. And the root chakra is the energy center that makes us feel safe and secure. So be careful about who you think you are drawn to this month, because it could just be that they're aesthetically pleasing but not really providing much substance for you or in your life. But as far as you guys in relationships, as far as your other relationships go, you have a deep connection or a deep issue with someone. It could be family or some friends, but there's an issue that hasn't been acknowledged really. And okay, that's why that message came through earlier. Yeah, don't blame or react. Acknowledge and have a heart to heart. Be honest and communicate with them. And if they don't have time for you or your energy or your feelings, then that's all the answer that you need to know. That, okay, you know what? You're just here just to drain me. You know, like I can't have this right now. But the truth is your protection, Aries, and it'll really shield you from surface level shallow people, energies, and relationships. That the way you're not giving to people that are fleeting or temporary, or they have their own ulterior motives, something like that. Let's go ahead and check out your romance cards for the month. Oh yeah, we got 4 here. So we have very first one, calling in your soulmate, and it says your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Okay. Then we have here reconciliation, and it says someone from your past is returning to your life. All right. Then we have, again, soulmate. Okay. And it says, yes, this is your soulmate. All right. And religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Okay. So your soulmate is on their way to you, or is on their way back to you, especially for my single Aries. This is 2 cards talking about your divine partner or your soulmate coming in, but there may be some new things that you learn about them after spending so much time apart, and it may be a lot to digest, especially if you feel really drawn or attracted to them. But just like I got a few moments ago, be careful about only being attracted to outward appearances, because there may be some deal-breaking opinions in here, or with this person that you really have to process before deciding to give someone a chance. Or it could cause like a huge kind of blowout, because you're like realizing like, wow, you've changed a lot and I've changed a lot, and we really don't get along when it goes deeper than sort of like appearance and physical appearance, And for those of you in a relationship, either you or your partner is going through a major transformation. It could be the both of you this month, and it may feel like you're growing apart, but you're just simply growing and coming to different beliefs, opinions, and perspectives. But it's not going to tear you apart if you work on communicating. There may be a couple of small arguments here and there in the month of October, but with this reconciliation card, you guys will definitely make up pretty fast. Many of my Aries in relationships are thinking of someone or attracted to someone. You're definitely right. This is your soulmate, but it's a matter of being patient and allowing the relationship to naturally unfold and develop on its own. Not the way it's like, you guys can learn each other step by step versus like just trying to download all this information about each other at once and being like a little overwhelmed and a little turned off, or a little just like, okay, I'm way in over my head here. Okay, so yes, this is all that I'm getting for your general reading. I'm going to clear these cards off, bring back down your piles, and we'll get to your meditation. That way you guys can select your pile for your more personalized message for the month of October. All right, and here on pile number 1, we have rhodonite. Here on pile 2, we have bloodstone. And on pile 3, we have an angel phantom quartz. All right, in pile number 1, you chose the rhodonite. So like I said, I'm not divining these messages. I'm just going to be reading the descriptions of the cards. But I'm also going to be doing a little bit or a little shuffle here, so you guys can ask some questions and you may receive an answer. So the very first card that we have for my pile 1 Aries for the month of October is Coriander. And this is the card honoring the self. Trigger statement: this is the only trigger statement. This is the way it has always been done. True statement: I create my way. You are ready to fulfill your desires by thinking outside the box. The path less traveled may be more fulfilling. Okay. Overall energy for the month for my pile 1 Aries is enlightenment. And openness. Goddess energy for the month for my pile 1 Aries is Uzumi, I think I'm saying that right, humor. And Saraswati, mastery. Your spell card for the month is Psychic Protection. Around me now, a shield of gold, protecting me, strong and bold. And the final card that we have here is Sacrament of Extreme Unction. And I'll be reading the definition for this card out of the book. But first, I'm going to be shuffling out of this like little random oracle card deck here, so you can focus on something or ask a question as I'm shuffling, and you may receive an answer. So yeah, let's just check out, see if there's any additional messages here. Came out fast. Very first card that we have here is 2 weeks. Then we have separation needed. Then we have speak up. And then, oh wait, hold on, we've got a card turned around in here, I think. Yeah, then we also have within 1 month. And underneath the deck, we have stay the course. And what it says about the card Sacrament of Extreme Unction in the book is your heart knows how to let go so you can find peace. It is time for you to experience spiritual closure. Ooh, I like that. A beautiful new reality is opening up for you. Entering it requires you to release your attachment to the past. You have been inwardly preparing for a powerful rebirth. Now is the time to trust in what is meant for you and move towards it with an open, trusting heart and peaceful mind. Okay, so this is all that I'm seeing for my pile 1 Aries. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray this reading brought you guys love, support, clarity, and strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon, but until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, in pile 2, you chose Bloodstone. So like I said, I am not divining these cards. I'm basically just reading the descriptions, but I will be shuffling a couple of more cards here in a moment, just in case there's any additional messages or in case you had some questions, you may receive an answer. So the very first card for my pile 2 Aries for the month of October is the card Fennel. And it is a card of alignment. Trigger statement, it is not my fault. True statement, I take full responsibility. Shift into your body and listen. Release the emotions you've been storing and move forward, okay? Overall energy for the month for my pile 2 Aries is courage. And relaxation. The goddess energies overseeing my pile 2 Aries for the month of October is Métis. I think I'm saying that right. And she is the goddess of wisdom. And we have here Iris, communication. Your spell card for the month is inspiration. And it says, Isis, goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. And the final card that we have here is Archon Barbella. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not sure. But I'll be reading the definition for this card out of the book. But first, I'm going to be shuffling from this oracle card deck here. It's kind of like my random oracle card deck. But you can think of a message, or you can think of a question as I'm shuffling, and you may receive an answer. So let's see if there's any additional messages for you guys. We have here vulnerability concerns. Be patient. Okay, so we have an X involved. Okay. Then we have lopsided effort. And then we have on the same page. Okay. I don't know what you guys asked about, but it must be pretty specific. And then underneath the deck, we have within 1 month. Your biology and gender are creative and powerful means for you to express your soul path. Sometimes you may feel limited by gender constraints or stereotypes, but your spirit can never be restricted or controlled. Embrace the journey of what it feels like to be you in your own body. There is much benefit and healing to be gained through an embrace of your life journey, including the deeper experience of the absolute freedom of your spirit. Okay. So this is all that I am seeing for my pile 2 Aries. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, my pile 3 Aries chose the Angel Phantom Quartz. And so like I said, I'm not dividing these messages, just reading the descriptions of the cards. And I'll be shuffling some other cards in a couple of moments here, in case there's any additional messages or you want to ask a question as I'm shuffling. So the very first card that we have for my Aries pile 3 for the month of October is Cilantro, and it is the card of letting go. Trigger statement: this is not the way it is supposed to be. True statement: I am free. Lift up your burdens and allow the divine to free you from them. Allow yourself to be cleansed of anything that is weighing you down. Ooh, okay. Overall energy for the month for my pile 3 Aries is release. Wow. Like we just read with this cilantro card right here. And then we have wisdom. Okay. A lot to learn. Your goddess energy that we have for the month for my pile 3 Aries is Hera Alliance. Or is it Hera? I don't know. And Arian, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. But she's a goddess of time. Let's see. Your spell card for the month is wisdom. And it, oh yeah, like we just, didn't we get, yeah, we got the card wisdom. Okay, that's interesting. And it says here, on a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. Okay. Final card that we have here is Karma of Kutuhala, and I will be reading the definition for this card out of the book. But first, like I said, I'm going to shuffle from this card deck, this oracle deck over here. It's like my random oracle card deck, just to see if there's any additional messages. You can also think of something, ask a question as I'm shuffling. You may receive an answer. Very first card that we have, Finding Balance. And we are in the season of Libra, so that's fitting. Then we have here trauma involved. Okay. Then we have Talk More. And Look Within. Wow. Interesting. And underneath the deck we have Unable to Give, Closed. But we just had this other card fall out, so let me take a look at it. It is Short-Term Results. All right, and the Karma of Kutuhala card here says, your sacred soul passion is powerful enough to shift the state of your inner reality and your outer experience, so commit to what truly ignites your heart and do not be dissuaded by anything or anyone. If you are seeking to make a commitment, do so when it truly connects you to your heart. Follow your genuine, meaningful bliss. Know that no matter what appears to be, you shall prevail, you shall rise. Okay, so it's kind of like Phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay, so my Aries pile 3, this is all that I'm seeing for your readings today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon, but until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys.